The story begins at 6 a.m. when the police forcefully enter Eddie Miller's house. Startled, Eddie says, "There must be some mistake. You can't just barge into someone's home." The officers show him the search warrant and say, "We have come to the right house. Where's your son, Jamie?" Now Luke goes ahead to Jamie's room and tells Jamie that we are arresting you for murder at 6:15 in the morning. He tells Jamie that if you have any sharp object or weapon, hand it over to us. Jamie gets up from the bed. His pants were wet at this time. So Luke said, "Should I call your dad?" His dad changes Jamie's pants, while the police now start collecting evidence from all over the house. Officer Misha tells the Miller family that we have arrested your son on the charge of murder. Here, Jamie kept shouting "Dad, Dad" in the police car, and now he is taken to the police station to meet the sergeant. Officer Luke tells the sergeant that we have arrested him on the charge of murder, and he is only 13 years old. Now the sergeant talks to Jamie and says, "I don't care if you have committed a murder or not. I will just ask you some questions that you have to give the right answer. Do you know anything about your rights? Do you have a lawyer? Or should we provide it from the station?" Jamie calls his dad to ask about all these things. The sergeant tells him that a detention order has been approved, allowing the police to question him. Jamie is now imprisoned in a cell, while Officer Luke tells Eddie that Jimmy wants you to be his sporting adult. You stay with him during interrogation and under testing. After this, a doctor comes to Jamie and asks him some questions. As he asks him that, "Do you know what it means to be arrested?" Jamie answers that yes, he thinks that I have committed a murder. Jimmy asks the next question, "Why do you need a lawyer?" Jamie replies that so that I don't come under pressure and give a wrong answer. By asking such questions, she was guessing Jamie's mental condition. And going outside, she tells the officer that the child is mentally stable. After she leaves, Jimmy tells his dad that I didn't do anything. Do you believe me? His dad gets emotional and says, "Jamie, I trust you more than myself." After this, Officer Luke arranges a lawyer who first meets Jamie's dad and family, and then starts taking details from the officers about Jamie's case. Jamie's protocols are asked, such as whether he tortured Jamie, gave food to Jamie or not. After this, Jamie is called, his pictures are taken, Jamie meets his lawyer, and then his medical test is done, in which his DNA is checked. His fingerprints are checked, and blood tests are taken. After that, the police officers come and ask Jamie for his phone password, but Jamie's lawyer refuses to do this. After this, the police officers ask Jamie to remove his clothes. Hearing this, Eddie, Jamie's dad, got angry. So the lawyer explained that this is a protocol. We can't refuse to police officers for this. Everyone else now turns their faces away, while the police take off Jimmy's clothes in front of Jimmy's dad and check his entire body. Is there any sign of torture or harassment on him? Eddie was completely broken by his son's such physical trials. After this, the police officers took these clothes with them, and other clothes were given to Jamie to wear. After this, the lawyer tells Jamie how to handle everything during the police interrogation. He says you have to say no comment in most of the questions, but you can't say this in every question, otherwise you will be trapped. You can answer the questions that are easy, but if the question is about your case, say no comment on them. At this time, your dad and I will be with you to defend you. No one will put any pressure on you. The interrogation begins. The first question is asked. Where were you last night? What were you doing? Jimmy says no comment. The officer Luke tells him that we also got a report from your school. Your educational progress is very good, but your behavior has been bad for a long time. Can you tell me why? He replies, I don't know. Now the officer Luke asks him the names of his friends, but Jimmy says no comment. The police officers say, you can tell us. They will not have any problem with this. But Jamie replies, I will not tell you after what you did to me. Now, the officers put some pictures of adult content in front of him, which are on his Instagram handle, and there were a lot of likes and comments on it. The officers ask, what is all this? Do you feel attracted to girls like this? Jamie replies, yes. The officers ask another question. Do you want a friend like this? To whom Jamie replies, no, they're all much elder than me. After this, Jamie is shown pictures of his friend from his Instagram handle. And at this time, Jamie also tells them their names. Luke asks, what do you do for entertainment? So Jamie says we go out for a drink and play games. The officers ask, were you playing with him last night? So Jamie says no comment. Jamie is then told that how the police suspect him of murdering. Last night, they did not find his clothes on the murder site, but they found his expensive shoes there, which still had blood marks on them. Jamie had burned his clothes, but he could not burn his expensive shoes, which he was very attached to, and the same shoes trapped him. Anyway, They come to the point again. The officer Misha asks him, "Do you know a girl named Katie?" He says yes. And he himself asks a question, "Has this been a murder?" And the officer Luke immediately catch him. "You know what happened last night?" Jamie had commented and did it against himself. Now Eddie is asked, "Where were you last night?" So Eddie says, "I was on duty all night, and when I returned in the morning, you guys came immediately." Now Jamie is asked directly, "Have you killed Katie?" So Jamie says, "I did not kill. Someone else must have killed. You are misunderstanding me." Now Jamie is told that Katie has been stabbed 7 times with a knife and killed. "Is it your hand behind everyone?" Now, Jamie is shown some pictures that were taken from CCTV footage, in which it was clearly visible that Jamie was following that girl. They ask, "Why were you following her?" But Jamie refuses that "I am not." Then the CCTV footage is shown in front of him, in which it was clearly visible that how first that girl pushed Jamie. Jamie got angry, and then he grabbed that girl, stabbed her, and killed her. Seeing all this, Jamie started crying, and Eddie was surprised that his son could do such a bad thing. The officer Luke says to him, "Look, Jamie, everyone is clear. We have solid evidence that you have murdered that girl. Would you like to apologize to that girl's mother?" Jamie does not answer him, and this interrogation ends here. Eddie and Jamie were left in the room. Jamie tells his dad, "I did not do this, Dad," but Eddie had seen everything. Still, he hugged Jamie and said, "What did you do all this?" Here we see that Officer Luke comes to the school for interrogation. Before it, he messages his son because his son also studied in the same school. Here he starts the investigation with Katie's friend. But Katie's friend misbehaves with him and does not give him a proper answer to anything. In a while, it is time for assembly here. Katie's friend grabs Jamie's friend and starts beating him and says that "You're the one who killed my friend. You are very bad." The teachers come and stop their fight, and the boy who was beaten, a boy comes and bullies him that "You are being beaten by a girl," and everyone starts laughing at him like this. Officer Luke feels strange seeing the environment here. Now Luke starts an investigation with this boy named Ryan and tells him that "I want to investigate you about murder." Then Luke asks a question about Jamie, that how was Jamie's mood yesterday? He says that it was normal. Now the second question is asked, "Do you know about that weapon with which Jamie murdered her?" Hearing this question, he got a little scared and started leaving from here. Seeing his behavior, Officer Luke and Misha understand that there is something that Ryan is hiding. After this, Officer Luke's son comes to meet him and demands to talk to him alone. His name was Adam, and Adam tells Officer Luke that "I want to help you in this case." He makes Officer Luke check Jamie's Instagram, where the officers see that Katie was bullying Jamie. She was insulting him and giving him a kind of challenge that no one would ever make a relationship with him. He will never get married. Whoever liked Katie's comment, they were all supporting Katie. They were all bullying Jamie together. Adam tells Officer Luke that "I can show you a lot of comments like this. You should also take this thing into notice." Officer Luke asks, "Do you also get bullied by the people here?" But Adam says, "No, I don't have anything like that." Officer Luke comes to Officer Misha and says all the guesses we had about Instagram were all wrong. Jamie is not wrong here, but Katie is wrong. She used to bully him together with her friends. The principal also listens to this thing and regrets a lot. They have not been able to fulfill the purpose of coming to school so far. They still don't know where Jamie got his weapon and why he finally killed Katie. Officer Luke thought that Ryan must know something, so he immediately comes to his class to catch Ryan. And Ryan tries to run out of the back door before him, but is caught by Officer Luke. He first asks Ryan why Katie was insulting Jamie. Ryan says, "You can also ask his other friends. Why are they after me?" The officer said, "They're not close friends like you. Look, understand the matter. A girl has died. Tell me, did you get him that weapon?" When the officer puts pressure on him, he tells him that the weapon was actually mine. Because of this, the officer also arrests Ryan, so that the rest of the investigation goes to the police station from him. Maybe he's also involved with Jamie. Here we see that Eddie, who is very embarrassed because of his son, comes to Katie's murder site, keeps a bouquet for Katie, and prays for her soul. In the next scene, we are shown that a psychiatrist came here to find out about Jamie's mental condition. She also gives Jamie the sandwich she brought with her and starts talking to him here and there. After spending a lot of time like this, Jamie asks her, "Why aren't you coming to the point?" Jamie tells her that "I want to see your notes. I want to know what you write about me." The psychiatrist tells her that "I can't show you this. This is only for the judge so that he can guess your mental condition." Jamie gets angry and says to her, "Why don't you put me in jail once? Why do you bother me again and again like this?" The psychiatrist said, We don't have a proper place for you yet. This place is secure for you. Jamie got angry and stood up and said, "This place is a torture center. I hear someone screaming here every minute." Jamie got more excited and dropped his cup there. After hearing so much noise, a guard comes from outside to see if everything is under control here or not. The psychiatrist lies for the time, being that everything is fine here. Then she goes out, relaxes a bit, and through the guards, we see CCTV footage of the same time when Jamie overreacted. She was trying to understand him through his body language. After this, she came to the room in anger and said to Jamie, "I didn't come here to take your confession. I just want to understand you." "Okay, now I will answer your questions correctly. First of all," she asks Jamie, "how is your dad's behavior with your mom?" He says, "My dad has nothing to do with all this." Now the psychiatrist asks him, "Do you like a girl?" To which he gets angry and says, "Girls don't like me. In fact, she doesn't even like to come close to me because I am ugly." When the psychiatrist says, "Oh, then how do you feel?" Jamie gets offended by this, and Jamie says, "You shouldn't have asked me this question. You should have reassured me that no, it's not like that. You are cute. Can't you talk like normal people? Do you even know what it's like to be ugly?" Jamie says, "The other psychiatrist was better than you. At least he understood my point." Then the psychiatrist said that the judge needs the opinion of two people. As Jamie heard this, he got up aggressively and started shouting again. Hearing the noise, a security guard comes in and tells Jamie to control. Seeing this, in a very angry way, he says to the psychiatrist, "What did you talk about? Are you a queen? Your security guard told me to talk to you comfortably." He started walking around in anger. While now this psychiatrist was also very scared of him. What if he does something wrong with her? As the anger cooled down, Jamie sat there. The psychiatrist starts her session again. Says to Jamie, "In the last session, you said that no one liked all three of you in school. Kids used to bully all three of you. They used to spit on you from the windows, and you were also beaten. Is this true?" Jamie says, "Yes, it's true." He now asks Jamie, "You have posted a lot of models on your Instagram. Do you like them? And you have also posted a picture of yourself. Did you post it thinking that people will start liking you? And girls will be attracted to you?" Jamie clearly refused this. Now the psychiatrist brought some comments from his Instagram handle, in which there were also comments from Katie. In this comment, Katie was bullying Jamie and a lot of people liked her. A lot of people were supporting Katie. The psychiatrist asked, "Did she only did this to you or with anyone else?" Jamie said, "She only bullied me because I look ugly." Then the psychiatrist asked a question. In response to all this, what did you say to him? Jamie says, "I know you're asking me this because you've seen the video of Katie's murder, but you can't make me confess to something like that. There's only a boy visible in the footage. Are you sure it's me? That video can also be fake. I didn't kill her. Although I should have killed her, I talked about taking her out, but she started bullying me. If I wanted, I could have done anything that night, but I spare her." After hearing all this, the psychiatrist only advises Jamie, "Jamie, if you get any mental health service, you must join it." Before leaving, he asked the psychiatrist, "What do you think about me? How do you like me? Do you like me? Tell me. Tell me that you will tell all this to someone else. Don't tell it all." He became aggressive, prompting the security guard to drag him back to his room. And while leaving, he screamed and said, "Tell my dad I'm fine here." After leaving, the psychiatrist thinks what a strange boy he is. He is not at all sorry that he has murdered a girl. The scene cuts, and we jump forward nearly 13 months to see Jamie's family. They did not come out of the grief about what Jamie has done so far. Today was Eddie's birthday, but he was not happy at all. Eddie received many birthday wishes, including a greeting card from his dad with 5 pounds inside. He also received a card from Jamie, in which he had drawn a sketch of his dad. Meanwhile, Eddie's daughter comes and asks him, "Dad, someone has written nonce on our car." After hearing this, Eddie gets even angrier, and when he goes to erase it, he finds out that this paint was permanent. He could not go anywhere with such a car, so he immediately decides to take this car to the car center. He also takes his daughter and wife with him, because he felt that anyone could trouble them if they stay alone at home. Then he also screams at his neighbors, "Did you do all this?" But everyone was answering no. The neighbors here also did not treat them well. Meanwhile, 2 children pass on the cycle, and they tell Eddie, "Did you enjoy nonce?" Eddie becomes furious and understands that this was the work of these 2 children. Anyway, they were ready to go now, so Eddie said to one of his neighbors, "Can you see our house from behind? In fact, you do this duty. Tell all your neighbors because nowadays, this is your job to see our house." Eddie throws all the blue paint on his car. While doing this, he also ran into the 2 boys who had written nonce on his car. Eddie leaves everything and catches those boys and asks them, "Why did you do this?" The boy got scared and said, "Sorry, I was just kidding." So Eddie said, "Is everything a joke for you? Is our family a joke? Your one act ruined our whole day." He was about to laugh, but Eddie slapped him and said, "If you laugh a little, then I will do worse to you." When Eddie leaves him, the boy runs from there, and Eddie throws his cycle behind him. When he came back to his car, the security guard started talking because the place was very dirty due to painting the car. The security guard said, "Who will clean this place?" Eddie also misbehaves with them and says, "I will give you money, so clean that place. If you speak a little, you will also be punished." Eddie's behavior showed how a mistake of Jamie had affected his life and mental health. Now, he used to get hyper on small things. When they go to the car, they get a call from the police station, and Jamie wants to wish Eddie. Eddie says, "I like that you called, and I liked your card too. Tell me, is everything okay there? Everyone's behavior with you." Jamie says, "Everything's fine here. Don't worry about the bad stuff, I'm used to it now. I'm thinking of giving my confession now." When he hears this, silence falls over the van, and Jamie says again, "I'm sorry, Dad. I'll admit to what I did." Seeing the intense environment, his mom starts asking about his health. Jamie says, "I thought I was talking to my dad." He talks to his mom and sister and cuts the call. The whole atmosphere was changed. They kept crying. Eddie's wife approaches the worried Eddie and says that it's better for all of them if Jamie accepts responsibility for his crime. His life will go on, and so will ours. At least we know Jamie is alive. But just think, the mother of the girl he killed will never see her daughter again. They discuss that maybe something is missing in their upbringing. After this, Eddie goes to Jamie's room and sees that Jamie had decorated it himself, but now he'll never be able to use any of it for the rest of his life. Thinking this, he breaks down in tears. In the end, we're not shown Jamie being punished, and the series concludes here. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.